to the show. And if you're sitting right there, you know an expert is coming up that's going to shine a little light, but this one is going to play some music too. So sit right there. We'll be right back. Everybody, yeah, you heard me right. Today we have a little music in our ears and one of the best DJs on the planet. I also consider her one of my kids. DJ Kelly J is in the house. Hey, what's happening, Kelly?
How are you?
I am awesome, man. I am fantastic. Every time I see you on social media, you're at one of the biggest parties, you're DJing one of the biggest clubs, you're one of the few local DJs that actually work on the Strip. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
They actually import the DJs to the Strip.
Yeah.
So you're one of the few that do this, and you may look 12. I know she looks 12, but you've been in this business for a minute, right?
14 years in August.
Yeah, she started when she was 12. Okay, but before we get into all of that, your daughter, I hear she's in kindergarten. How's mom handling the fact that baby is like finding her own way?
Time is flying, and I'm not ready. I'm still not ready. I was never ready ever. So this is just a whole new territory, just trying to take it day by day.
You know what they say, the parents pray that your kids are just like you. So just think back of you.
I need her to be way better and way nicer and
she's gonna be
not
DJ
as sneaky.
Kelly J's, the sequel. So let's just look out, look what's coming. And congratulations, I heard you got engaged.
I did. Loving my life. Absolutely excited.
So if you always are the best DJ in the world to call for something like that, then who DJs for the DJ?
Oh yeah, we haven't thought about that at all. Don't know. Don't even want to think about it. I don't want to begin to try to make a list.
Okay,
don't know.
So are you doing big wedding? Are you doing intimate? Have you decided? What are you doing?
We're kind of like back and forth, so I'm not sure yet.
Okay, and are we planning more kids? Because we got to let the baby know.
He wants us to have another one, but we have 4 already. So I have Z, and then he has 3 children, so.
Yours, mine, you got to do the
ours. Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm going to get out of that. Before, people may not know. I know your history. You and I have been working together now for, pretty much since you started, like almost 10 years.
Yeah.
How did you get in this business?
Oh man, so I was an intern at 88.1, straight out of high school. Like they came to like the little career fair assembly that they had at our school. I signed up. I got chosen to be a part of their internship for the summer. I heavily gravitated towards the DJ at the time. DJ Thump was the main DJ there. So he used to leave his equipment there and he used to let me practice and kind of shadow him.
Awesome.
And I've been DJing ever since. I never even thought about anything else, So
I know you can DJ any music because I have hit you with almost everything at my events, from country to jazz to R&B, you name it. You were like, yeah, I got you. But what genre of music do you truly love? Or do you have a favorite?
It's a wide little variety, and honestly it changes because our music keeps changing every few years or so. So like now it's like a lot of like the R&B, a lot of the eclectic hip hop. I like a good vibe, and that really can be any genre now. It can be top 40, it can be country, it can be jazz. I just like certain chill vibes and good energy and certain frequencies, and it doesn't fit in a genre anymore.
That's awesome. Now you did, I think it's been a couple of years now, maybe it was last year, you were a DJ on the Strip for a Legends, like a hip hop Legends event.
That was this year.
Was that this year? Wow, it feels like it was a year or two ago.
That was
How
January.
was that?
Oh my gosh. Like I'm honestly still floating from that event because it was Spinderella, SWV, not Yo-Yo. Oh my gosh, I forgot the other artists that were on there. It was a monumental event at Dre's, and like to be able to do anything at Dre's like was crazy. So to have a 50th anniversary of hip hop celebration at Dre's with like the top female artists of all time. Just kind of floating, still floating from that day.
Okay, so how do you float from there over to BET? Because I hear something about a show called Her.
I don't know who keeps referring me for some of these. I was like, how did you find me? Like, so I got a call and it was random about a couple weeks ago. Not a couple weeks ago, it was a while ago, honestly, but just got a random call about a show possibly on BET Her, and I was like, yeah, I want to do it. And I didn't know what it was. I did not know what it was. And like, I got to the set and I look up and Yo-Yo's there. And then I look around and Lil Mo's there. And I look around again and the Brat was there. And I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Wow.
What are we doing? Like, it is a phenomenal show, highlighting again some of the female artists of our hip hop culture, and we got to interview them and play some of their music and party, and it was so cool. Like, I'm so excited for that show.
That is amazing. I can't wait to watch it. Now, I have to be a little selfish for a second, because like I tell everybody, you're one of my kids. I am so excited to honor you this year.
I still can't believe that.
As our rising neon star. You're amazing. I can't wait to hand you that award. What did you think when I told you that day? Because I told you at the last year's honors I was going to honor you at this year's honors.
I didn't think you were really going to do it, and then when you actually did do it, I was like, wait, what are we doing?
Yes.
You're like, yeah, you're getting your. I was like, wait, what? Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, like I can't thank you enough, because you've always opened doors. You've always given me a spotlight and an opportunity to showcase what I can do. Like, thank you so much. And I'm probably gonna cry. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cry that day for sure. But yeah, like I can't thank you enough.
Tell Alan to make sure he brings Kleenex.
Yeah, make sure that ugly cry. Just give a good cry sign or something. I don't know. But no, thank you so much for that opportunity. Like, and this opportunity, like, you've always given me opportunities, and I can't thank you enough. I really can't.
You're part of our family. You're stuck with us now.
I believe it.
You're stuck with us now. So tell everybody, yes, we'll have her back. She's a part of the family. She always comes back. Tell everybody how they get in touch with you, if they want to book you, all that kind of good stuff.
Pretty simple. My name is DJ Kelly J on all social media platforms. My website is djkellyj.com. Either the website or the social media platforms get you directly in contact with me. I'm self-managed, so you can get me and no other issues. I answer right away, and we can make some cool memories together.
And if you didn't get that, you know what to do. Go to tigodirect.com, type in DJ Kelly J. She's there, and it connects you directly to her. You're amazing. When is your show on BET Her?
So I am not sure which date it is, but it's going to be every week in June. So.
All right, so check your local listings. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
You are amazing. We love you here. Keep doing what you're doing. You're blazing an amazing bright light. You are the best.
Thank you.
So sit right there. I'll be right back.
The Power of Pink Summit and the Now Honors. Has moved to the downtown Las Vegas area and the famous Fremont district, bringing the most brilliant and talented women in the world. To one stage in one place, where their power will be captured for the world to see. And it is hosted by the one and only Theresa Tigo Goss. We present to you Now Honors 2023.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. And today's a little bit different because you guys know I live in Las Vegas. And I have the privilege of knowing some of the most amazing talent in this town by living in Las Vegas. So I figured it's time to start sharing what the local superstars are doing. She's an international superstar too, and we're gonna talk about music, family, and maybe hair. So sit right there. We'll be right back. Starr is here. What's happening?
What's up, T?
What's up with you? I love the hair, and I love the hat, I love the look.
Thank you.
You are one of those people that literally, I kid you all the time about facial recognition. You need facial recognition to know it's you because hair's down, hair's up.
I feel like my face doesn't change, although my hair does.
Yeah, that's why facial recognition. You love fashion and clothes and all of that. How did that come from being an entertainer? Or is that just part of your personality and it just works really well with the fact that you're an amazing singer?
It's part of who I am. My mom has pictures of me 2 and 3 years old in high heel shoes and playing with makeup. So it's always been a part of me. I just like to play dress up.
Wow. Now, before we get into, what you do, which is be on amazing stages all over the world, how do you balance being an entertainer, being a lead singer, being a mom? We're also going to talk maybe for a little bit, if you don't mind, about some health issues that you've had. How do you balance that every day? Because, a lot of us, me too, have a problem just remembering to eat. So how do you do it?
Honestly, it's a game. I call it like Tetris. My life is Tetris. I fit the pieces where they go. Sometimes they clash and sometimes they fit perfectly. But at the end of the day, there's a goal in mind to just keep going. That's my goal all the time, to keep going.
When did you know you were going to be an entertainer? I mean, I read your bio and I go, ooh, East Chicago, Indiana. I'm from Chicago. I'm like, look at her. She family, she cousin from back home. When did you know this is what you were going to do no matter what?
I didn't know because this is not something I aspired to do. I fell into this.
Wow.
I was going to go to school to be a mortician because mortuary science runs in my family.
Yeah, I read that. We'll talk about that. So what made you not decide to do that?
Music is like a drug. And once I got a taste of it, it was like, school, what's that? I'm going on the road. And that's what I did.
Wow. So when did you start?
At 16.
So 3 years ago.
I wish. 18 years ago.
Wow. So the good, the bad, the ugly, we can't not have this conversation and talk about COVID because in Las Vegas especially, entertainment is how most of us live. That's what fuels the city. We don't have a finance district. We don't have a warehouse district. We have entertainment. Now we have sports. How did you fare through that and not just throw your hands up in July of 2020 and say, you know what, the family business is starting to look good to me, I'm out?
Well, actually, T, I never stopped working during the entire pandemic. There was that brief stretch of time where the entire city was closed, where I did not work. And that was like for 3 weeks, maybe. It was less than a month. And after that, I was performing. Now, I was performing at capacity levels back when it was only 30% or 60% in the club. But I was there. I was bearing through it throughout the entire pandemic. I never stopped.
So not only are you a stage performer, you're a recording artist as well. So you're in studio. Your latest project, just the cover of it made me go, she's like one of my kids. I don't think I can watch this. But let's talk about your latest single.
My latest single is called More. And the video is pretty spicy. It's about women being able to take charge. And that's what I wanted to display with having the men bound and sitting in chairs and us taking over. And as you can see, I had a 100-inch braid ponytail that acted as a whip. No one got beat. But it was just a demonstration of strength for women.
Who's your creative source? When you create a video like that, do you have a certain director, producer that you always use? Or do you sit down and go, you know what? This song needs this particular type of video, and it comes out of your creative mind?
I literally create all my videos. When I'm writing the song, I'm already writing the video as I'm actually writing the song. So I always know what my videos are going to look like once the song is finished because I'm literally writing what I would want to see on the screen. And 99.9 of it is my life. So it's really just me closing my eyes and replaying some of the things that I would have done or did. Now, using a whip on a guy, I've never done that before, but it was something I thought about. So I put it to screen.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, You're a writer. You're clearly a producer director because you're doing your own videos. You're a stage performer. I know that you do your own music and you also do covers, and do them very well, by the way. I have a feeling some artists are going, tell her to stop that. She does it a little bit better than I do. For the people that are out there watching this right now and they're in East Chicago or they're down in Florida somewhere and they're going, oh my gosh, she's playing in Vegas, she's doing this, she's doing that, I want to do it. How would you tell them to get started? How would you tell them to take that initial step towards it?
Honestly, being so young in this business, I was very limited on where I can go without being carded. And even when I was on the stages, it was be on the stage, be in the dressing room. But once I became of age and can freely go about, I started going to the local jam sessions and I started to meet different musicians, different singers, and just introducing myself and letting people know that I was willing to learn first. I wasn't coming in to step on anybody's toes. I was coming in to learn the business, what to do and what not to do. I learned more of what not to do than anything, but it was a learning process. It wasn't just, hey, I can sing, let me get on your stage.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I get that. But have you ever been afraid? Have you ever went into a venue and expected a certain audience and it was an entirely different audience, or the band was supposed to be a certain way and then it shows up and they're an entirely different way? Have you ever been afraid and had to push your way through it?
No, but really recently for my birthday, my drummer didn't show up for the gig. And I had a packed audience and I had to play basically like an acoustic set until I could find another drummer. The audience didn't know otherwise. We killed it and they really thought it was something that was on purpose and it wasn't. So that would be really the only time I was like, how am I going to get through this without people knowing? But we did it anyway.
That's awesome. And I mentioned earlier, fashion, entertainment, mom. But on top of that, you've had some battles with some health issues over the years, and you still managed to get on those stages. Do you mind just sharing just a little bit of that?
Yeah, of course. I have SVT, which is a heart condition. It's supraventricular tachycardia. It's a certain type of arrhythmia. So I could be literally sitting right here with you, and my heart can beat upwards of 150 to 200 beats per minute. And that puts me in the SVT. So over the years of me finding out I had it in 2015, I now have a pacemaker.
Wait, you now have a pacemaker. So you're on stages, you got bass drums, it's loud, it's noisy, you got people coming at you, and some of these shows are intense. I mean, you guys come out of these shows like you just did a marathon.
Yep.
And you've got a pacemaker. Are you okay? Are you safe? Should I be worried? Because you know I treat you like you're one of my kids. So.
I'm okay. First of all, music heals. No matter what I'm doing, no matter how I'm feeling, if I can get to the stage, I feel better. Now, once I'm off, that's a different story. But during that moment, my body knows to relax and live in the moment of music. So I live and I breathe off of that. So I am okay.
And what happens, because you have two beautiful babies, okay? What happens if the babies come in and say, Mom, I want to sing. I want to be on stage. How does Mom feel about that? Is Mom signing them up for mortuary school?
No, because they grew up in this business. Literally, I had them and I took them to Japan when they were 2 months old. So their first year of their life, they were grown up in Japan. And after that, we've been here and they've been rocking and rolling. So it's something I expect. Not something I'm going to push, but something I expect to happen, and I'll just lead and guide them the best way that I can.
All right, before we get cut off, because you know what he'll do, let's tell everybody, if they come to Vegas, how do they find Alli Starr?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook under Alli Starr 1. That's ALLISTARR. Twitter, just the same. And I play at several different venues. So just look on my website, which is allistarr.org, and find me anywhere in Vegas.
That's my buddy, Alli Starr. And you guys already know, if you can't remember that or you're driving and you can't write it down, just go to Tigo Direct. We'll connect you across and you'll be able to just send her a message and I'm sure she'll get right back to you.
I will.
You are amazing. We touched on this much of your career. I hope you'll come back.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
Me.
And you know, if you're sitting right there, an amazing expert is coming up today, but this expert, I wouldn't be in this seat if he wasn't here. So sit right there. I'll be right back.
Boys, come on, it's time to go.
Dad, I can't go right now. I'm doing show notes.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Yeah, you heard me right. One of my closest friends, my brother, the man who taught me radio, is in the house. George Carson, what's happening?
Absolutely nothing besides sitting here talking to you.
Awesome. You're in the Radio Hall of Fame.
Yes, I am in the Radio Hall of Fame, believe it or not. I couldn't believe it. As a matter of fact, I still have the little thing at the house, and I look at it every day and go, it must be someone else's. I don't know how I got here.
You know, I've always said, and I publicly say it, you know, if it wasn't for you, wasn't for Lillian and Mark Freed, none of this would have ever happened. So I want to thank you because, you know, you were the one who trusted me in the first place and set a mic in front of me and said, talk.
I remember that. I remember you were like, I'm not doing this. I said, come on, you've got this. You're like, no, I don't. I don't. You kept telling me, you said, I just don't think I want to be behind. I'm like, no, you'll be good in front.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I
And you
thank
did.
you so much, brother. You were so patient with me, and you let me bring in the kids. Remember, we brought in Trudy's
Oh,
kids.
yes.
and-
Oh, that was so much fun. I was like,
Yeah.
I think it was like about 30 kids at one time in there. And I'm like, we're trying to run shows and everybody's out having fun in the halls. And that was crazy times, but they were great times.
You know, you've helped so many people in this Las Vegas Valley, you know, just get going, get their brand out there. Before the branding, before social media, before all of that, there was all talk. And I mean, some of these guys, you know, I didn't pay you when I first started working there, you know. You were like, do my website. Come on in here and do it. I was riding my little scooter. Remember? I came over on my little bike.
That's right. I remember that. I remember you were like, is Theresa here yet? Like, oh, there she comes. I remember that, and I forgot about that till now. That's funny. Yep, I do.
So how important is community to you, brother?
Community has been always the most important thing to me. That was the founding parts behind All Talk Radio at the time. It was because I'd worked in radio my entire life. As a child, you know, I always loved it. Sat on top of my mom had one of those big old floor. You put the records on and play, you know, I'd be on top like, oh, it is, pretend I was a DJ, you know, because I was whacked in the head like that when I was a kid. So as I grew up, I got into radio. Eventually, someone gave me a chance. His name was Russ back in Pennsylvania. He gave me a chance to get into radio. He said, wow, you've got a great voice. He said, have you ever tried radio? I'm like, no, you know, just that little grin like, you gonna let me in? He did. Big mistake for him, but he let me in. And so from there, I mean, I just went on to doing a bunch of stuff. I think I told you a long time ago that the first time I went into the radio station, I think I had like maybe 3 hours training, and they're like, see ya. I'm like looking around, like all this stuff. I'm like, I've done nightclubs and stuff. I never did radio. So I'm having fun and that, and looking down. It was big band music. I knew absolutely zero about big band. But I saw Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, and I knew that one.
Right.
So I threw it on. Boy, I tell you what, those phones lit up. They're like, that's not big band. I'm like, you're right, because I don't know big band. But we kind of left it go at that. But yeah, but it kind of grew from that. You know, if it wouldn't have been from someone giving me a chance into the community, I never went to college for it. You know, I never took up communications, which is one of the big things you have to do.
Right.
You know, I did not do that, but someone gave me that chance. And I wanted the opportunity to build something where everybody could have that chance to get in and make themselves known.
You know, I never went to school for it either. I'm a computer programmer. You know that. I'm
Yeah.
a techie.
Right.
And you were like, no. This is how this goes. You know, whatever you do, don't touch my board. And I'm like, okay, never mind. You know? But that's how I learned. And the first couple of times, probably the first season, you pretty much had to drag me out of the hallway because I was like,
That is the truth. I did have to drag you out the hallway. You were in there, and I'd be like, come on. You'd be like, Yeah. I'm like, come on. And they're like, you ain't getting me in there. Come on. Okay. You come in and sit down. And
George was like, it's live.
yeah.
Somebody needs to be talking.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to be yakking. And it was 24 hours then. When we first started All Talk, it was an idea that I had because I worked at it was KLAV here. Yeah, KLAV. With John Lindquist and them, and which he's in a Hall of Fame now here too. And it was a thing that it was just like turn around, bring everybody in, turn them out, turn them in, turn them out, and it was kind of like I was there and I was thinking somebody could do this, but make it so much better and make it more of a community, you know, and get it to the world. And you know, I thought, hey, there's the internet, you know, and I had this guy I knew, his name was Million Quinteros. He did a show there. And he knew how to do all the websites and everything, and I knew the radio part of it. So I was like, hey, I got this idea. Last night when I was sleeping, I woke up and, I said, hey, why don't you do this? So I did. And I talked to him about it. And he's like, hey, this is something we could probably manage. He said, look, if you can do the radio part, I'll build it. And I'll put the website together. I was like, okay. So that's what we did. And we were actually, I'm kind of known now, which I look like it more now, but the grandfather of internet radio. We built that.
We're grandparents.
I know. Look at the Grays. I mean, and
happened?
the Grays are
We
no
were
longer
the
back
cool
there.
Kids, like
Used to
2
be.
minutes ago.
I don't know what happened. I woke up and I was like, wow, this feels like it, don't it?
Yeah.
It feels like it's not been that long ago that actually, I sat down with shows with you and stuff like that. And I'm on the Grapevine, you had this show.
Yeah, on the Vine,
On the Vine, yeah. And we went to a party together, I think, somewhere too, downtown. It was for the gay community, and it was great. I mean, everybody was dancing and singing and having a good time, and you did the show and brought people back in, and it was a big community thing, and I kind of missed those days.
Brother. You're amazing. Now, for you guys that don't know, you see Pod Nation roll at our credits every show. And this man is the creator of Pod Nation. We created that together.
Yeah.
And it was all about taking radio to television. And now I'm hoping, brother, we're about to do this again. Because we so miss you in the house.
I'm going to be as back as much as I possibly can. I'm going to bring all my friends here from local Las Vegas. I got a lot of good friends that do a lot of nice things in this community. And I think it's time that we all get back together and have some fun.
I'm so excited to have you back. You never left the family. You always had my back. It's our time to have yours. Welcome home, George.
Thank
Let's
you.
have a blast. I'm so glad to have
Let's
you here
do this
today.
and make it right.
You're the best.
Thank you.
Y'all, we're bringing Pod Nation. Pod Nation as a network. We're going to bring Pod Nation the show back with George Carson. We're going to rock the house like he used to. And, we might teach a few more people down the line how to do this radio
That
thing.
would be fun.
That would be amazing.
Fun. I love it.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want you to come back next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.